Welcome to Ratten. I'm not doing that voice through the rest of the intro. Welcome to Ratten Reich, a top-down World War I RTS, except it's not really World War I, and all of the people aren't people, as they're rats, mice, lizards,
I'm dying. Help me.
and apparently cockroaches. I'm going to play through the currently available missions and then share my thoughts on the game. So if you just want to hear if the game is worth playing, then the timestamps will be in the description. Oh, and keep in mind that the game is in early access and the developers are a pretty small team. So let's get started with the first of the 4 missions, the infantry tutorial.
The plans of the Rat Empire and my Emperor have
Gotta love your
destroyed my
Japanese lizards.
And I'm immediately told to be stealthy.
Cross the bridge quickly.
While crossing the bridge, I try to look at my little lizards' faces, but sadly I can barely tilt the camera.
I was hoping to look at them in the faces.
But no time for that as we're already spotted.
The enemy is coming.
Okay. Fell an enemy attack. Got it. On it. Kill those little fuckers.
Some of my men are injured and I'm very concerned about their health.
Several of our soldiers are seriously injured.
I love the little hats.
In such
And now for my new orders.
Let's not stop. There's an enemy supply point nearby.
What is this? What is this?
After being confused by what I later learn is a rally point, I try to sneak up on the enemy on the other side of the rocks. Sadly, they soon spot me.
They saw me. I'm behind a fucking hill. Bullshit.
So I run my men around and hide them behind a log.
Okay, so I can go like this, but I can't go down more than that. I would like to look at their faces, but I can't.
And once I'm done staring at my little reptile renegades, I take the point, raising the reptile's version of the flag of a rising sun. This gives me the ability to call in reinforcements. Now to charge across a bridge and attempt to clear out some machine guns with a gas grenade.
That'll start hurting them. It's at gas, so does the gas killing them, or did it just do nothing? I threw the wrong grenade. That was a frag grenade.
I heal my boys and then charge the bridge again, except with the correct grenade.
Gas them out. Hopefully.
We heal again and then charge for a third time to take out the last machine gunner, except this time I charge straight through.
And charge past him. Oh, okay, we lost multiple people. That was a dumb idea. I've just gassed one of my own guys as well. I think that's okay though. I can just do this.
With the way clear, I move all my men across, and then attempt to steal a machine gun, but sadly the game won't let me. So I leave it where it is and advance on the next objective. And after a brief firefight, the enemy are dead and we blow up a building. The next objective was to use a mortar to destroy some bunkers. Once I found it, that is.
Where's this mortar? Or am I just brain dead?
Realizing it's further along, I send forth the lizards to go and take it, losing a squad to gas and a grenade, with only one survivor.
Damn. I didn't think about gas masks. Gas masks are an actual thing I can do. Stop looking at random shit and focus on the game. Just keep wandering about and not paying attention.
I recruit their replacements and then man the mortar. I try to bomb some enemy bush goblins, but the mortar has a limited firing area, so I just bomb the bunkers. Then we go forward again and assault the last point.
Go, my Japanese lizards.
We raise our flag, after which we're informed of an incoming attack.
Several enemy units are approaching.
So I send my geckos to defensive positions, as we now have to hold and fight off the enemy, killing their infantry and then destroying their armoured car.
Wasn't gas, was it? That was an actual grenade. Okay, that was not gas.
And with them dead, the mission's complete and we can now move on to the next one. And now we're a bunch of German rats.
Greetings on the front lines, men.
We pray at night, we stalk at night. We're the rats.
And we have to soon defend our trenches from the horrific mouse menace, who immediately start bombing our lines with gas. Thankfully most of my rats have their masks on time. Most of them.
Shit.
Then the mice charge my line.
Get ratted, you dumb mice.
With them dead, it's my turn to advance and some of my rats get instantly obliterated.
Those rats were blown to bits.
I tried to take some mortars, but the mice pushed me back. So I advance with more rats and successfully take the mortars, but then the mice attack back, killing a rat. I then reman the mortar and gather some reinforcements. Welcome to trench warfare. I bomb the enemy lines to soften them up, and then send in my rats, Charging them in, I grenade the machine gun and get into their trenches. My little ratlings then get to work clearing the area. I then gather more reinforcements and run them across no man's land, as this land is rats' land and we take more mortars. We defend them and then bomb the mice again, and with the mortar out of rounds we fight more mice.
Oh my rats. Vengeance. Vengeance.
I then send them up to my other rats who are holding position just outside the flag, and then I capture the point. Once again we prepare to defend. We fight some infantry and then a problem appears.
That's an armoured car.
But there's no problem explosives can't fix. But the mice had killed a lot of brave rats, so I call in more reinforcements and prepare to beat them back, as the mice had retaken a part of the trench. And with my rats prepared, I launch an assault and retake it for myself. I'm then able to reorganize my forces, and I wipe out the mice behind my line. And after bombing the enemy trench, I'm able to once again advance through what is soon to be rats' land. And that's because it is soon covered in little bits of rat, as a lot of them are blown to bits.
Okay, wow, the artillery has a much larger radius than I was expecting it to.
But I'm a modern general, so their lives don't matter to me, and it doesn't deter me, and I keep sending them in.
Damn it, no.
I then fail at throwing a grenade. So I charge in again and throw another, but the target is dead before it even landed because I'm that efficient.
Unexpected.
Now time to once again replace my losses. So now to get to work, clearing the rest of the trench. But to fully clear it, I need to get my reinforcements through no man's land. And at least some of them make it. And the trench is soon ours and we capture the point.
Sure to go down in history.
And now we have to yet again hold our position and defend against the mice, who come from multiple directions along with 2 armoured cars.
They just gassed themselves.
With the armoured cars destroyed, my rats begin shooting and grenading the mice.
It's time for the final push.
The final push being on the other side of the map, so I gather my forces and send them across no man's land so we could begin our attack. We start by attacking the left flank, and we even get some help.
We have been tasked to support you in your assault on the enemy fortress using heavy equipment.
But our armoured support doesn't last very long, and my brave little rats are left to stun the rest of the fortress by themselves. And even though I lose some rats, they can always be replaced. And with one last push, we've wiped out the mice and completed the mission.
Landmark victory.
And now to devolve from rats to mice, as the next mission is from their perspective. Our task is to defend a truck and flee the city with the general's daughter. But nothing's ever easy and we have to take a detour due to some rat artillery, after which we stop and defend our position, where my mice are apparently too scared to fight back, as they realise the superiority of the rat.
Are you just not shooting them, or? Oh, I wasn't paying attention and an entire unit got gassed. Okay.
Throughout this entire mission, I have to constantly listen to rolls.
There's a rat whispering sweet nothings in my ear. These little fuckers are hard to kill. Can you die, please?
But we keep pushing forward as this truck driver has no self-preservation. Then we get some reinforcements which take out a bunker. Then we quickly have to push forward as the truck driver wants to die.
I was like, maybe don't put her there in the middle. We're shooting people here. Can you not? What are you shooting at? That's our guys. That's our guys. Can you stop? Please stop shooting our guys. What? They kept shooting our truck instead of the enemy. Ah! It's early access. Need to keep reminding myself.
So second time's the charm and we again push forward.
We'll have to take a detour.
After defending yet again, I heal my mice.
Every life matters.
Every life matters. As we're abandoning the city and everyone inside. I just love a good old irony.
We move on towards the bunker, but of course that truck ain't waiting.
No, don't be fucking moving on yet. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Stop that.
We rush forward and take out the first gun, but sadly fail to get the second.
This will be the mission that annoys me, is it? I am particularly shit at this.
Too quickly.
The third time's the charm and we advance, destroy a bunker and defend our position. Then I screw up and lose a lot of mice to the next bunker.
All of those troops got killed. Okay. Epic.
But thankfully we still get those reinforcements. With the bunker destroyed, I rushed my remaining mice down the hill to destroy those artillery guns, taking out the first and then the second. We finally get further than any of my other attempts.
If I click them, they seem to die easier. Click. Click.
We won't be
Click.
able to drive straight through due to artillery shelling.
Click.
We'll have to go through the slums.
The voice in my head doubles, the last of my mice die, and I slowly watch the doom of the truck. Fourth attempt, we again advance and fight some rats.
Hey, guys shooting at you. Shoot them, please.
We defend again and then advance to the bunker, getting reinforced and then blowing up to bits. We take out the guns and then stupidly charge towards a machine gun. Because I'm an idiot, I charge in more mice, but it's too late.
Oh, I will beat this. I will beat it. And I will not have an aneurysm.
I do all the exact same things again, except this time I don't run at a machine gun, and instead bounce a grenade off the wall. But don't worry, as it doesn't kill anyone as they're already dead. After that failure, my brain stops working for a bit.
Channel the inner sheep. This is a
The rats have caught
world
up
full
with us
of
too quickly.
anthropomorphic.
Part of the city is already
Right
under
word?
their control.
Anthropomorphic, anthropomorphic.
General
Fuck it,
Virus
doesn't
has
matter.
ordered the evacuation
They're
of his daughter
they're
from the
fucking.
city. If she perishes,
They're
it will be
people,
a serious blow
but
to
they're not.
Guinness.
They're rats
We helped
and
General
lizards
decide
and
to
shit.
surrender.
And then it's back to the repetitive steps of defending, advancing, and then exploding.
They're everywhere.
It's probably really easy, but I'm just really shit. So,
Now on to what I think is the sixth or seventh attempt, destroying the bunker, taking a mortar, and then finally making good decisions, and I clear the road, finally letting me advance to the gorge and blow it up. Except I went to the wrong one and the rats get reinforcements, which kill a lot of my mice. Thankfully I still have a squad left and I wipe out the rats and finally finish the mission.
I fucking did it. I've been quiet through this entire thing. There's an achievement. Crystal car where the vehicle has to get out without a single scratch. I don't think I'm doing that. At least I'm not fucking doing it today. And now back to the Lizards of the Rising Sun.
Attack!
As it's now time for a little lizard D-Day. We push forward along with some armoured cars. But those armoured cars don't last very long and neither does most of my infantry. But thankfully we still take most of the beach.
Airstrike. Oh fuck, I forgot I had airstrikes. Damn it, I saw it at the start of the mission and it completely just left my brain. Right, that's a bad idea. Go back. Maybe not charge the bunker full of enemies. I take out the bunker in the west, and then the one in the center.
Continue advancing inland. Leave no one alive.
Cool, genocide, got it. Send people to scout. Oh, never mind, they're coming for me.
I successfully hold them off and then have my lizards grenade and gas the enemy.
Go, 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 go.
Which, as it turns out, is fairly effective.
Look at them hiding in the fucking bush. Little bush goblin. Okay, let's be sneaky, boys. Let's be sneaky. Get up that fucking hill, boy. Get up that hill. Actually, before I take that, I'm going to get you to just stand there for a second. And I'm going to advance all of my troops the safest way possible.
I then carefully avoid the traps until I don't.
Don't walk over the... Should have seen that coming, to be honest. That's my own fault.
And after taking the point, it's time to continue the advance. But while attempting to do so, I have trouble putting my men behind cover.
No, I want you to stand there. No, don't go around the front. What are you doing?
Then I carefully watch my reinforcements so that they don't blow themselves up.
No, just stand there.
Then I watch a lizard have a little dance. Next, I'm given the task of destroying the enemy artillery.
You're giving me a timer? Shit.
So I get to it and advance to the first gun and blow it up. But I don't get to see the explosion as I get distracted.
Okay, you're behind enemy lines. What the fuck are you doing there? How did you get there? Doesn't matter. I didn't even watch the explosion. What am I doing?
We push on and take out the second gun, soon followed by the third. We keep going until there's only one left, and once it's destroyed we have finished the last of the currently available missions. And now onto what I thought of the game. So first of all, the game only just released in early access. In fact, I recorded all of the gameplay the day after its release, and since that time there's been at least one patch. Things may have changed a little bit by the time you're watching this video. And also keep in mind that the team behind this game isn't exactly massive. I think just over 20 people if my memory is correct, and as far as I can tell this is their first game as their own company. So with that in mind, what did I like and dislike about the game? Well, for a start, I think it's a really great setting, and as someone who almost only ever plays as Skaven in Warhammer Total War, I'll take any chance I get to play as rats and commit some war crimes. And those rats look pretty good as the art and sound design are fairly well done, and I don't have any complaints. And the developers clearly care about the game as they even went as far as to create lore videos about the game world itself, which I think is a nice touch. But what about the gameplay itself? Well, as it currently stands, there's only 4 campaign missions, so until the game is further developed, there isn't really much for you to do. But those missions are fairly fun and well thought out. The level design and goal is different in each one, and in my opinion they're all fairly well executed. And while the truck mission did take me a couple of attempts, and the truck driver's suicidal nature did annoy me a slight bit, him having a death wish made me have to pay more attention and it kept me on my toes. Though I'm not particularly good at these sort of games, so others may find it easier or maybe even harder than I did. There's also a good assortment of ways to defeat the enemy, from grenades and rifles to machine guns and mortars. I especially like the idea of having gas grenades and gas attacks, though there were some annoyances. Firstly, the mortars and machine guns couldn't be moved, and while they were still useful, it lessened their effectiveness. It's a slightly different approach than to similar games I've played, such as Company of Heroes, Men of War and Call to Arms, where similar weapons can be moved. Though just like in these games, the mortars, artillery and machine guns also have a restricted view and firing area, though with them being unmovable in Ratten Reich makes that area even more restricted. Which in the beginning it kind of annoyed me, but as I played the game it actually started to grow on me a bit, and I think it actually suits it. Though whether they're static for just the campaign missions remains to be seen, as the skirmish mode isn't out yet, and it could be changed in the future. Also their animation is kind of funky. But something that didn't grow on me was the units getting stuck on the terrain. It was fairly fecking annoying, so hopefully that gets fixed. And speaking of terrain, why can't I shoot through these wire fences? Don't make sense. And while the terrain and the random stuff scattered across it looks fairly good, there isn't as many places I can get my units to take cover behind as I expected there to be. Also, my units would sometimes just stand there and do nothing, because why not? The AI of your units and the enemies aren't exactly the smartest pixels in existence, though they are smart enough to usually run away from grenades. Usually. And though the terrain and AI problems are a bit annoying, they're only slightly worse when compared to fully released games of the same genre, including the games I've mentioned before, which are made by much bigger and better funded companies. As the game currently stands now, there isn't really a whole pile in it, but what there is in my opinion is pretty good, though it's maybe not €20 good, at least not yet, as it's still missing a lot, such as the rest of the campaign, as well as the skirmish mode. Also, there's the cockroaches mentioned on the Steam page, which aren't in the game, and when I checked the roadmap it didn't seem to mention them anywhere, though I might have just missed it. Though I don't know if they ever intended to actually add them to it. I didn't see them say it anywhere, though I wasn't really looking for it. Now the game might have some bugs, but while playing some more after editing this, I did notice my units were doing a better job at actually shooting, and, you know, functioning. Mostly. So they're at least fixing some of the issues, and though the game has its problems, I would still recommend it, as who doesn't enjoy watching half their men getting blown to bits as they try to cross no man's land. God damn, the artillery is fucking brutal. And I love the ragdolls. The ragdolls are cool as shit, and fairly well done. And when you compare the game to the buggy tripe that most AAA studios are slopping out nowadays, then the few bugs in Ratten Reich look tiny in comparison. Although if it's not your favourite type of game, I would still wait until there's more out. I hope you liked the video. Leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!
What are you eating?
I don't really know.